Thanks for watching Ben 10. We are your down the middle explanation on Washington State events, and I am your anchor, Benjamin Davis. Great to see you this fine afternoon. At this time in Hooverville, Seattle, people are having some harsh living conditions. For instance, people of all professions and people of all ethnic backgrounds are being forced to figure out their own living conditions due to the low amounts of jobs in America. We have a resident here with us today that has seen it all, and now take a look at what he thinks of all this harsh environment.
Obviously, I don't want to live here in Hooverville, but due to the difficulties of getting a job in my life recently, I've had to settle down here. I didn't have much of a choice, you see. Family's gone, everything's just going wrong. Crime runs all along the streets, people fighting for bread, food, necessities. Just trying to live, you know.
A tragic event has occurred on August 5th, 1931, where a 12-year-old boy, Herbert Nichols, shot and killed Sheriff Formel. Researchers believe that the reason he committed the crime was for a combination of harsh childhood and an absent family. For example, as a young boy, Herbert had lived in many foster homes and was continuously committing offenses, like setting a church to fire and many thefts. Also, he eventually moved in with his grandmother, Mary Leddington, who also abused him by beating him with a club when he did simple things wrong. The shooting occurred around 5 a.m., took place at a supply store in Austin. The boy's only intention was to steal some cigarettes and candy, but shortly after he broke in, 72-year-old former state representative Sheriff Formel and Peter Klaus, the current store owner, arrived to the scene. Scared for his life, Herbert hid behind a vinegar barrel. As soon as the sheriff approached him, the boy jumped on his feet and shot the sheriff in the head. Herbert gained instant fame from press after killing the sheriff, and many tried to lessen his sentence from life in prison, but it did not go their way. We have a psychiatrist here near the scene now.
Well, this boy was obviously treated as no child ever should be treated. It was almost inevitable that an event like this would occur within the boy's life. I've dealt with young men much like Herbert before, and in my professional experience, he needs to be sent to prison for a while so that he can get his mind in the right place.
10-second trivia. Between what two dates did the Great Depression go from? 1931 to 1939, 1934 to 1936, 1929 to 1939, or 1919 to 1929? C would have been the correct answer. Well, it started majorly due to a crash to the stock market. It actually ended due to a sharp reductions in spending. News articles have been begging for more information on well-known Northwest middleweight wrestler Mervyn Brockman's bear, Andy. From what I have heard, famous wrestler Mervyn decided to take his career to the next step by training with bears. Although this being a great idea to intimidate his foe or scare off other competitors, right now we are discovering differently. Wow, isn't that something? Luckily, police got to the scene in time, then called Mervyn over to safely collect his bear. Clyde Pettingborn and Hugh Herndon Jr. land in Wenatchee, completing the first non-stop airplane flight between Japan and the United States. They are flying a Bellanca Skyrocket monoplane. The flight succeeds in part because of Pangborn's a stunt driver and test pilot dropped the landing gear into the ocean shortly after takeoff in order to lighten the aircraft. In Wenatchee, he successfully belly lands the airplane according to the plan. We have a reporter that caught some of the landing on video.
Congratulations on the monoplane. How do you feel about this memorable moment?
I don't believe it. There we were, 2,000 feet in the air, and within an instant, we were safe landing.
How do you think you made it?
Probably from my years of experience as a stunt driver.
This is Clyde, and back to you, Ben.
I hope you can bear with me when I say this video was kind of plain. And not to mention, let's not assume that nothing was hurt in this video because Andy did smell fishy. Herbert Nichols may have been released from prison, but he must have paid the price by washing a ton of dishes. I'm Ben Davis. Thank you for watching Ben 10.
Congrats on the monoplane. How do you feel? Okay.
Newdart. Thanks for watching. See ya.
Congrats on the monoplane. How do you? Sorry, shit. Sorry.
A tragic.
10-second trivia. Between what two dates did the Great Depression go from? 1931 to 1931.
How the heck do you mess up on bloopers?
Professional?
I'm a train for. Oh, wait.
Are you gonna get up?
Full screen.
Alrighty.
Hey, isn't it Ben 10?
Like in 10 seconds.